Inside life is jar. It's like if I don't keep productive, I'm just gonna end up going crazy.
Literally.
I can only play PS4 for so long, before it just hurts my head.
Still, but if you know what it is though as well, yeah, that it's a mad time. You can't make yourself feel too guilty for not doing anything as well, because it's
Not,
I know we're wired, innit? Like I know that a lot of us are wired in a way where it's like I've got to do shit, but bro, it's an unprecedented time. We can't even compare this to anything before, bro. It's mad. Like. Cheers for the copper bag, eh?
This guy and his cider. Every day he got cider. Fucking hell, mate.
Alright, listen.
Every day is cider.
Of course, cider, man. I'm inside quarantine. Anyways, the IMX show. Myself, Mr. IMX, and I'm here with the one and only Mouse from Kinshasa. And we got Lashona Rose as well. What are you saying, Mouse? How you feeling?
Yo. Yeah, I'm blessed, man. I'm very blessed, man. It's very strange time, but I'm blessed still. What are you telling me?
I'm good, man. How you coping in these as you said, strange times?
But we just like we were just saying before we started speaking about this, that like you just gotta try and maybe have like some sort of like routine or some sort of activity in it, like past just like chilling in it, because you can always chill. But as I was saying to you as well, it's like it's a weird time, so it's like you can't be too hard on yourself for not being like productive in it. But you gotta try and do stuff at least in it.
What have you been doing in this time? What have you been keeping yourself busy?
Because I've got a project that's on the way later this year, so I guess I've just been. It's time. I've got time to just do all of that stuff in it. So just everything from like fixing up visuals, fixing up vocals, etc., etc. And also I think in between that, just trying to like stay in contact with friends, innit? Just do like a little FaceTime and stuff, because I feel like that's important for your mental, innit?
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, been doing a lot of that, to be fair.
No, proper.
Trust me.
Well, go on, Sash.
What are you gonna say?
Miles, for everyone who doesn't know who you are or hasn't heard your music, how would you describe yourself? How would you describe your sound as well? Because I feel like your sound isn't one that you can like easily just like say, yeah, he does this.
It's not the typical UK sound that you just pick up from any artist.
I guess, do you know what it is?
Exactly, yeah.
I think what it is, the music that I make, that I can't speak for everyone else in it, but for me as an artist, I feel like my music is, it references all the stuff that I've been influenced by and heard since I was young, innit? So, like, I don't ever, when I go in a studio, it's never like, I need to make the MFK sound. That's not like, I don't ever go into the studio working like that. It's just like, today I feel influenced by maybe 2000s pop. And then yesterday I might have listened to like a little Uzi Vert tune and I put it all together. And I might add a few things, like maybe like a guitar in there that sounds a bit Congolese, etc., etc. But I always say, the best way to describe my music is the kind of music that you listen to when you're on a night bus or night tube, but you'd much rather be in an Uber listening to that music, because it's the kind of music that takes you. It's your journey home music, innit? And it's like, it's just that feeling of like, you might rather be in an Uber listening to this, just chilling, instead of being on this night bus that's going to be like 40 or 20 minutes more than it should be, innit? That's how I always describe it still.
No, that's fire. How would you say your heritage?
I kind of get a nostalgic feel about it as well.
Pardon?
No, I was saying I kind of get nostalgic feels from your music. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think, like I definitely, like, nostalgia is just a big part of like my music in terms of like the themes, even visually, like there's a lot of like 80s, 90s references and stuff like that.
Yeah, facts.
yeah, like I just like I said, those are just reference points of all my influences. So I just throw it in there and just see what happens, really.
What kind of music was played in your household growing up? Because obviously you're Congolese, from even the name, Miles from Kinshasa. But obviously you have a lot of, like, as you were saying, like 80s and 2000s. Was that the kind of stuff that was played in your house, or was it more or less the kind of music you're personally into?
I think, do you know what I'll say? Like in my household, the music that my parents used to play, I think it's fairly similar to like a lot of people in terms of like the stuff that we know. So there was like loads of Whitney, maybe some Janet, some Michael Jackson, etc., etc. But then my parents used to like I remember on Saturdays, my pops would always play like Congolese music for like a few hours, and we'd all clean the house. So that just became a thing that I was used to. And once I'd sort of grown up and realized that that was something that kept happening every sort of like weekend, and that was just ingrained in my head, I started to understand why I was putting a lot of that stuff
Your music.
in my music, because it was just very subconscious type of thing, innit? So it's never, it's always just been a thing where whatever was being played by my parents. But then also, I think the big turning point would be when I got a Walkman, innit? Because that's when I could get my tape, listen to radio, and actually tape songs. And that's where you're making like your own playlist
and stuff.
Listed type of thing. And I think that was a big thing, because then you listen to like Kiss, Magic, Choice, like all the pirate radio ones as well, all of that stuff. And I think that's where like a lot of all the genre sort of blending started to happen, because you just want to listen to sick music at that point. I'm like 12 or whatever, and I just want to listen to sick music. So, yeah.
What's typical Congolese music that would be played in the household? Because I'm not Congolese, so when you're saying Congolese music, I just know the dances that you lot do. The waist movement, that's it.
And all of that stuff. Yeah, no, yeah. I feel you. I think, I don't know, there's like Koffi Olomide. I don't know if people are like aware of him, but like I would say he's one of the artists from Congo where people from other African countries may have also been aware of the stuff that he made. But a lot of the stuff that I listened to was, because originally a lot of Congolese music comes from Cuban music from like the 60s, and we basically, what we done is we stole it. Like we just straight up stole it, took it home and put our spin on it. So like we made it a bit faster. No, we made it a bit slower rather, so you can just dance to it in a certain way. Because obviously if you listen to South American music, it's a bit more, the movements is a bit more, it's a bit faster, innit? Yeah. So we switched it a little bit. And I think it was originally just so that it could sound sick at weddings, innit? So it could be like sick wedding music. And then it just kind of went from there. So a lot of it does actually sound like South American music, but just with a sort of African spin on it, really. So
fire. Very much fire.
Where would you place yourself on, like, in the UK music scene?
Do you know what? Like, I think that's an interesting question, because up until recently, I didn't really know where it fit. I would listen to my music and I would just be like, I know it's sick. I know it has like pop sensibilities, R&B, etc., or whatever. But I didn't really see where it was fitting. But I think in the last couple of years, there's been a lot more alternative acts that are basically doing the same thing that I'm doing, but just based off where they're from or whatever influences that they have. And that goes for people like Kadiar that I work with, your Sam Wises, etc., all these people that are like blending the sound. So I don't even think it's like, I think where I fit is just where anyone is making alternative black music. That's where I fit, to be honest.
What's your relationship?
Do you ever get? I was gonna say, did you ever get worried that people wouldn't understand it or just wouldn't gravitate towards it because it's different?
I think I would say yeah, because like that's definitely like a thought that you have when you're making the music and you're like, all right, I'm gonna put it out, because you just get anxiety from like wanting to put out the music and just seeing how people are gonna react to it. But I think the way I see it is like, if I'm gonna make this kind of music anyway, then some people are just simply gonna get lost and not understand it, type of thing in it, because I've sort of made the decision to be like, hey, I'm gonna make something that's completely different anyway, and I understand how people receive music. Like, it's a lot of us need familiarity in order for us to really fuck with the music. And so for me, the way I score it is just like, I'm gonna put it out, and whoever connects with it. But I know that like I'm making something, especially the stuff that I make, I'm making something that can't really be replicated, and for me that's enough. Like, I'm very happy with that still.
Yeah.
What's your relationship with Kadiar? Like, where did it start? Where does it how does it grow? Because like, you two are like very much like bread and butter to me. Obviously being out in London, the UK, and seeing you guys together, as well as like music being produced together from very early. Like, how did you not even meet?
I think we have a very unique relationship, because I think it's very rare. I think it's very rare as an artist that you come into the industry with someone that's genuinely like your friend and like your bro, type of thing. Like, outside of music, like even if we didn't do music, that's still my bro, type of thing. I think I'm just fortunate that I can also do it with someone else that does it at such a high level, because what it does is it naturally pushes us to become better, and also it just pushes our friendship, because that's someone that I've known for like plus 20 years, just because his brother is one of my closest friends and he was the little brother, and through music, like, that's what sort of brought us together. And just happening to come from the same area, same estate as well. It's kind of like, yo, like we have our own paths, but we're kind of doing this together as well. So it's like, I'm very fortunate to have that relationship, because I know that a lot of people within the industry find it difficult to have genuine like relationships with people within the industry, because you just don't know like how people are. But like, that's the one person where I know like that's truly a person that's like my confidant, my friend, my brother, type of thing. So
yeah, that's dope.
So even before like you found your sound, you were doing grime. You're a rapper, like doing a grime and that.
Trust me, where she searched one up on the YouTube, it's funny.
Drop some gems. What do we have to search up?
Hey, all I can say is if you search, because you don't even need to search hard, but if you search well and thoroughly enough, you'll find it still. But there's some good stuff there, man. Some good stuff.
You don't want to give it away.
No, I'm gonna look after. I'm definitely gonna be looking.
I think it's more fun. It's way more fun. You find it. Yeah, you're just gonna be like, oh, this little cheeky bagger. Well, yeah, what were you saying? What the grime thing? Yeah, like obviously, I think with that, that's just, and it's funny because I was having this conversation with Kadiata, and I was like, bro, it's so mad to see how far we've come in terms of just developing as artists. Because, like you said, like I started with grime, and then I was like, all right, you know what? I want to rap, and then. Whilst I was rapping, I was starting to incorporate more of the singing stuff. And whilst I was doing all of these things, I'd always been producing in the background, but I'd never rap or spit on any of my beats because I just thought they were crap at the time. But what I always done was I would always make stuff. So I was always like, I'm gonna get better. And then eventually when I said, yo, I want to sing, like I proper want to sing, I was like, I'm only going to sing on my beats because I feel like, because I'm not even a proper singer. Like, I don't even see myself as a singer in that way. I've always seen myself as just like whatever the emotion is necessary at the time, that's what goes down, innit? So I guess, yeah, and then going into actually producing and singing on my own beats, that's where I think it came all full circle. Everything that I learned from doing grime, from doing rap, etc., etc., has helped. So it's all been training, really, the way I see it.
Yeah. Have you been like, from just listening to the beats and the musicality on your production? It seems like you can play a various number of instruments, but like I've never seen you really like in front of like a drum kit or X, Y, Z. Do you get what I mean? Like, how did you even pick up that kind of level of musicality?
I think one thing that I realized about myself quite recently is that like I just don't mind being shit at something for a while. Like I'm okay with that, innit? As long as like I figure out how to do it my way and to do it to a level where my taste level is like, okay, cool, I fuck with that, then we go. So even like playing the guitar, if you asked me to play a song for you on the guitar, I couldn't, impossible, bro. But if you ask me to play a part on my song, I know exactly what I need to do. I know what I need, and that's it, really. So I think it's just being like, hey, I'm gonna try this. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and if it does, then hey, I've learned a new skill that I can apply to what I'm doing, really. So
I feel you're not being afraid to give it a go. That's epic.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying, would you say the 80s have had a big influence on you music wise?
Oh yeah, like I was born in the wrong era, bro. That's my era, bro. That's my, yeah, man. Like I think, do you know what it is?
Tell us about that. Why is that important?
I think it goes back to what you said about nostalgia, because I think us, we're a generation where we remember our childhood just being amazing. Like the world was still fucked, like we were kids, but like the way we remember it is like everything was sick. The music, the clothes,
the
film,
just the time, the feel, the vibe.
Everything just seems sick, and I think that's. But also, what we need to remember is a lot of those things that we were watching and listening to also came from the 80s as much as it came from like the 90s, innit? So I feel like those two decades for our generation are like mad reference points, and like I feel like I'm not even one of the only people in their music and their visuals that does that. I feel like I see a lot of people or a lot of directors and stuff like that use those kind of references. Even like even if you look at videos now, there's like there's loads of videos where people use sort of like 16mm sort of like borders or 8mm borders or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's like a direct reference to like those times. And it's like I said, it's just an era, I think, that we hold very dear to ourselves, type of thing.
Definitely. Well, talking of that era and stuff, we've just seen your video, Wearing Smiles, which I think is absolutely amazing. I love it. Very nostalgic. So that's coming out soon. How are you feeling about putting that one out?
Yeah, I'm excited. Like I'm very excited. I've been holding on to that song for like a year or so. Like as soon as I made it, I always knew that it was gonna go on a project. So that's why I just didn't put it out until like my project was actually done. But yeah, I think I like that song because I think it's just one of my more relatable songs still. It's just one of those songs where like I feel like you listen to it and you drift, but when you catch the lyrics, you're kind of like, yeah, I feel you, bro. like this is me sometimes type of thing. And yeah, so.
And is that going to be on the new project?
Yeah, most probably. Like I've got like a track list in mind already, but you already know how we are. Like shit
Changes
just all the time, innit? But ideally, yeah, I'll be on that.
So break down this new project. How is it different from Limbo?
I've just like shit's just happened, you know the ones there, like shit happens in life where you just have to be like, yo, I need to grow from this, I need to learn from this. And as an artist, my job is to put that into the art. And I feel like just like from top to bottom, when you listen to it, it's gonna be like, all right, cool. Limbo was sick, it was nice, it was a good introduction. But I think like this is kind of a stamp as an artist. It's like, all right, cool. This is what MFK is about. And he's really, really saying stuff as well. But the vibes are there as well. And I think the growth is there still, in my opinion.
Oh, fire. From just even when you sent me some demos, I was listening to it and I can hear like I think we even had a conversation about this. You were saying that you've really simplified it just so it's way more digestible to the audience and the fans. As you felt like the artsy stuff was kind of overpowering, if that's the right word. And you feel like, like that's all great having the artsy side, but people really want to be able to relate and be able to digest it very much simply, especially in the times we're in. And I pretty much agree, because like listening to some of the demos, I was like, this shit's fire. This shit's so fire. And I really can't wait for people to really listen to it and appreciate it.
Yeah, love. Nah, like you're right, man. I think, and I remember those conversations as well. Like I think, but again, I think it just goes back to what I'm saying. It's just growth and just understanding that I can't do the same thing that I'd done last time. Like I just have to like find a new way to communicate my message. And I think, and that's probably why it's taken me 3 years to drop another project, because like in that time I just needed to get better at communicating, maybe just in life in general as well, which has also helped me artistically. So yeah, I think that's a big one. It's not, but it's kind of like, hey, here's my message. It's a bit simpler to take in than last time, but it's still my world, the type of thing. So
fine. Any features on the project? Anyone we can expect to hear on it?
So you've got.
You don't really do a lot of features from the stuff you've released as well.
Well, do you know what? Again, this is what I'm saying. This is why I keep saying growth is the biggest thing in this whole thing for me. Because when I came in and dropped like Ivry, I had like a very singular idea of the type of artist that I wanted to be. It was like, yo, I'm just gonna put out my stuff, just gonna prove my credentials, etc., etc., etc. But I think one thing that I've learned is collaboration is hella important, because you just get better at making stuff, and also not being scared to make your ideas in front of someone else type of thing as well. So that's why so on this project I got Merkage Dave. That's the only feature that I've got on there. And obviously done the tune with like Samwise on his project as well.
7 Foot.
Yeah, it's more, I think it's a combination of me just starting to be a bit more open, but also being selective in the people that I like to work with as well, type of thing. So, but
yeah.
How did you and Merkage Days link up?
He just hit me up, like straight. He just hit me up one time. I think, do you know what? That was a very organic relationship, because he just hit me up and he was like, yo, man, I really mess with your music, etc., etc. And this was before Limbo came out, and I think I sent him. I might have sent him like a preview of one of the songs on Limbo. He really fucked with it. He was like, yo, let's get in the studio at some point, etc. And then we didn't get in the studio for like a year and a half. just kept talking, and then got in the studio one time and just Cadia just produced a banger, like straight. It was on that day, we just made the banger, and that I think we've been sitting on that one for maybe like a year and a half, but it's one that we've always known like it has to go on someone's project type of thing. So yeah.
Miles, why is George Michael's and stuff like, why is he such a big influence on you? And tell me about some of the dream collabs that you would like to have one day.
Oh, yeah, that's on last. Okay, I like that. So
Jill Collins and that.
Hey, listen, man's got some. Yo, man's trying to bring niggas out of retirement for. But so the first part of your question, again, like with George Michael, it's just like I think it's just the voice. It's just the voice. That I hear man's voice, and I was just like, yo, that's such a classic, sick voice. Like, you know, there's certain people's voices that you just hear and you know who the person is. And I used to always think to myself, when I hear George Michael, like if I hear like Last Christmas or whatever, it's like that's George Michael type of thing or whatever. And like the music that he used to make in like the 80s and sort of the 90s, I feel like that specific genre that he used to make, a lot of people, I feel like it wasn't really used that much. I feel like he done it, a few other people done it, and then it kind of just disappeared. So I was like, I kind of want to bring that feeling into my music. I'll never be able to bring that sound because like them and are just elite musicians in it, but it would be nice to bring that sort of feeling into my music. And that would have obviously been one of my dream collabs, but obviously rest in peace. But I would say dream collabs, Phil Collins, because he's just peak, bro. He's just, Phil Collins is peak. Kanye, of course, because he's just the GOAT. Neptunes.
I can actually hear that as well. That'll be dope.
The Neptunes one, I feel like that song is already like it's already there. When Pharrell, them man are ready, shout the boy. You can make it.
I want to hear 1975 and Miles from Kinshasa.
Hey, yo, that could go, fam. That could go. You already know that hook is big, fam. That hook is massive, fam. Yeah, but yeah, man. Like I would say, those are the three still. Those are the three for me still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, fine.
That's dope. I hope it happens. Like, just put that out in the universe and let it happen, man.
I need that. Miles from Kinshasa, Kid Cudi, Childish Gambino. Those are the
If Miles from Kinshasa and Kid Cudi made a song together, that would be bawling your eyes out, bro.
I was literally about to say that. I feel like it would be something that would make us cry.
Yo,
definitely.
You know, be crying, bro. Mad stuff.
I'm here for that.
But yeah, man. Word. The project's coming out soon. We can't wait for everyone to hear it. We got to wrap up because we got like less than like 10 seconds left. But yeah, this is the I Am Next show. Shout out Miles from Kinshasa. Shout out LaShawn and Rose as always. Myself, Mr. I Am Next. Yeah. And yeah, man, like, share, subscribe. You never know who's next. Comment below. Let us know who you want to see, who you want us to interview. And yeah, man, stay safe. Coronavirus. It's all done.
Coronavirus.
It's crazy.